Hi, Michael Tawakeli here. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I want to share with you 3 simple steps for living a life with more prosperity and meaning. Hopefully you've already got some of that in your life. So here are some simple things that you can do. But I want to tell you a quote first. You know, we all in some way or another end up aiming towards the land of meaning and prosperity, of bliss, of joy, of living fully, living that fulfillment. But a lot of us, as Rumi says, we end up on the way, we end up in mean-spirited roadside houses. Now, maybe that's a bit dramatic, but in the way I was taught is that here we are, we sometimes have to get over certain humps, and then we end up in the land of meaning and prosperity, but only after we have gone through some cycles here. And in this first step, on the 2-step, we call it the old Celtic 1-2 step, you know, the diddly 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 music, and it's the 1-2 step. Yeah, it just ends up going cycling round and round and round. And what happens is that we get stuck in thinking that this is in this line of crisis. We end up thinking that this is all there is, that we just have one damn thing after another, as Churchill says. But the truth is, what we have to do is to get out of this cycle and home to the land of meaning and prosperity, or bliss, or what we've come here to do. Does that make sense? So the 3 things that we want to consider doing that in order to get out of this line of crisis, and this may be the quiet life of desperation down here, and this is a breaking point. We're full on addictions and divorce and cancers and whatnot. So wherever you are on that line, that's sort of the 1-2 jig. And that's an old pattern that we all can get into in any culture, from any tradition. But what we got to do is get some eldership around here and get down past, how do I say it? Eldership. You need eldership, some support perhaps to break that and then come down to meaning and prosperity. So here's 3 things that you can do very simply. The first thing, I want you to decide that you're going to do things differently today. We're deciders more than we're doers. That's what the Dalai Lama said. Once we've decided to get to the gym, or we need to show up a bit more in our relationship, or we need to really now take things a bit to another level at work, that's what happens. That's what transpires. What's great about this world that we live in is that it's this constant echo. If we're not showing up, if we're not getting results, we got to change it up, right? That's what Einstein said. Shake it up or you're going to end up with the same old shake. So that's the first thing you can do, is really start to do things differently there. I want you to think about being grateful for what you already have. First of all, accept exactly where you are now, so that you can then do things differently. And it's a decision, it really is. So with deciding that and that this is the time for you to change, then you can move from that ground. The second thing you can do is, take a deep breath. Start to access this part of your life. It's quiet. You need to push back from all the things in your life, your to-do list, the problem solving, the one damn thing after another, as Churchill says. You need to then sort of step into and rest into who you are and that silence. This is the only place that can form you correctly. So if you need to go into nature, the temple of nature, you need to go into your studio, you need to go into the synagogue or the church or the temple. Access silence. Why? It gives you access to good, healthy decision making. And I promise you, if you have decided that you need to change your life and get more meaning and prosperity, and then you follow the wisps that come from here. One of my clients created so many things on her vision board that she did at our Gift of Life seminar that we do at the beginning of every year. But she said, I didn't get to meet Oprah. Finally, 2 months later, she phoned me and said, I can't believe it, I met Oprah. She went backstage, got to say hi to her. I said, by the way, that's so fabulous. What did she suggest to you? Did she give you any counsel? She said, yeah. Trust the wisps. But if we can't hear the wisps, because we got so much noise going on, we've got so much overwhelm, you get the picture. The third thing you can do is start to lean into who you are. I have never met anybody who has not been able to get so on track with meaning and prosperity than when they are able to then access who they are, what their path is, and how they can live that path. little shameless plug here, go to the package section of this website. You will see a 2-hour reawakening session that does just that. We use an ancient formula. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years. It works very well. You promise you will have access to who you are, what your path is, and how to live that path today. Why would we want you to do that? That gives you meaning and prosperity. If you're here, you have cargo to give. It's very accurate. You have beauty to deliver. You have medicine for yourself, for the village, for everybody that you come in contact with. Actually, it's most genuine. It's in your heart of hearts. And so you stepping into that, leaning into that, going after your symptoms, even opening up the doors on any of your mind, body, and soul symptoms, you will open the door into this meaning and prosperity. I'm happy to support you in that. Your symptoms are purpose-driven to bring you back into the meaning and prosperity of your life. It's very accurate. The ancients would call that an arc of return. The last thing you can do is just start to show up for your life. 80% of success in business is about showing up. That's what Woody Allen said. I'm going to tell you 80% of relationships are about showing up. 80% of successful relationships are about showing up. And I think we all need to do that. We all know where we are being saggy and we are not really leaning and being genuine and being sincere with fierce gentleness, with compassion, with open-heartedness, with vulnerability, willing to show up for our relationship with life, our relationship with work, our relationship with our colleagues, our relationship with our kids. Smell what's going on right under your nose. There's a lot of life that we need to access. So those are 4 things that you can do, actually, to be able to live a more meaning and prosperous life. One is to really just decide. We are deciders more than we are doers. There is a ton of joy and vitality and intimacy and creativity available for you once you've made a decision. The second thing is for you to access stillness. No better place to inform you of how to move your life than from the silence and from this deep place inside of us of knowing. So that's the stillness piece. The third piece is for you to start think about leaning into accessing who you are, what your path is, and how to live that more fully. The fourth thing, a bonus thing perhaps, is for you now to show up, be attentive, your attention is your life. If your attention's on the future or the past or is in some other place other than right here, right now, that's what's going to get bigger. But if you can get your attention and focus your attention on what's going on, that whatever your attention is on will expand. So love for you to embark on a meaningful and prosperous journey and get out of this 1-2 Celtic jig that we all do, going back and forth between feelings of meaninglessness and feeling depressed and one damn thing after another, to trying to get out of this, or this brokenness inside of us that is just keeps reflecting outside of us, and getting over the hump to the meaningful and meaning and prosperity that is inside of you. I'll guarantee you, with those 4 things, you will be bringing and inviting and settling and resting into that, because that's already inside of you. If you need some support with that, if you need some help, if you need a little bit of some inspiration and some deep mentorship, I'm happy to help you. My name is Michael Tabachelli. I'm with Meaningful Life Design. The number is 604-317-1613. Thank you so much for taking your time to be with me here. Bye for now.